Welcome to the Lean Life podcast, where holistic nutrition meets deep healing and soul-level wellness. This is a space where we connect mind, body, and spirit, where lean means shedding the layers, returning to who you truly are, and nourishing yourself from the inside out. I'm Lauren Ahola, your host and holistic registered dietitian with over a decade of experience, and I've learned that real healing goes far beyond food. It's emotional, spiritual, and deeply personal. If you're ready to go deeper, reconnect with yourself, and truly lean into all that you are, you're in the right place. Let's do this. Hi, everybody. So today is my final episode before maternity leave. I just wanted to make this a quick episode with some positive messages to leave you with before I take a break. So I'm 37 weeks pregnant, and I plan to return back to work in early November. The podcast likely will return at the same time. I really have enjoyed doing it and gotten some great feedback for you all. So in the meantime, if you have any requests or things you'd like to hear or you'd like to be a guest, just send me an email. It's if you look in the description of the episode, you will see my contact information in there. And I will be checking emails sporadically when I'm on maternity leave. So I'd love to hear from you. And if you'd like to book any appointments as well, feel free to reach out and we could set something up when I return. A couple messages this is more of a mindset episode today. Really quick positive messages just to leave you with. Biggest message that I'd like to say is to let go of control and to trust yourself. This has been one of the biggest messages for me throughout my entire pregnancy that I continue to try to embody day after day, that I think pretty much all of us could benefit from more in our lives. And I see it a lot with nutrition and my clients of wanting to control things. Control makes us feel safe. If I just track everything, if I plan out all my workouts, if I weigh myself every day, I'll have a little control or feel safe, right? But my question is, do we really, right? It's like those things we think are going to make us feel safe, but safety is something that we find within, and we need to feel it within ourselves. All these devices or trying to track or control numbers or manipulate our body to be a certain way can be an underlying theme or message that maybe we don't trust ourselves or we fear losing control. And so just my question to you is, does that apply to you? And can you start to get a little uncomfortable with surrendering a little more and allowing more flow into your life, or maybe not weighing yourself every day and just see what comes up? Because yes, we do need some balance there. And I'll say, for myself, this pregnancy, there's so much that goes into it. If you've been pregnant, currently pregnant, I'm sure that is the whole time from finding out you're pregnant until the end is just so much unknown. And each day in each phase, I've just had to check in and tell myself that everything is good in the moment. And I have no reason to think otherwise. And my natural tendency, why I like nutrition so much and why I like creating plans and doing it for other people, is I love to plan. I want to have everything prepared. I like to research. I like control. And that's kind of how I got into nutrition in my past eating disorders and wanting to. The honest reason is that I thought if I went for nutrition for school, I would stay in shape and look good the rest of my life. And little did I know that, there's much more to it. But pregnancy has brought that up in a different way. And I think that the way that we feel within can be reflected back to us in so many aspects of our life. It's a message that I wanted to share with you guys today. When we try to prepare things, it gives us the illusion of certainty, but life doesn't always work that way. And what I have found in so many aspects of my life is worrying about the what ifs has really never changed the outcome, right? So we can just have we put so much energy into that. That's that anxious feeling of anxiety is always thinking about the future and worrying about what will happen. Or we can start to create these stories of, I had previous episodes, you'll hear that I have an Oura ring, which gives you all this data of your sleep and your body temperature and in relation to your hormones. And I took it off because it was driving me crazy. And you look up even one small thing on Google and it turns into this tragedy and awful story that people share. And so that's one example of just taking that off and allowing myself to more just trust how I'm feeling. And the practice is just coming back to that. Everything is okay. Be where you are and trusting what is unfolding. And that I want to just encourage you guys to do that in each aspect of your life. And a big part of that is starting to trust the unknown as well. Of new phases of life, change can bring on a lot of unknown. And I was doing this exercise with this hypnobirthing class I was doing because, yes, I like classes and learning, and it makes me feel like I have control, right? And she started to have me write down all of my fears and of birth and being a mom. And the big overarching theme for me just turned out to be the unknown, right? Not knowing what is going to happen. Will I do? Will I make the right decisions? What if something bad happens? And that is that what if spiral again. And it's okay to go there, but it's been such a practice for me to keep returning to what is reality and positive messages that just keep me present. And so instead of trying to spiral on the unknown and create all these stories that likely won't even happen, I'm choosing to shift that and be in the present and remind myself that, yes, this is unknown, but this little soul also chose me, which is so amazing, right? It's like our children choose us and they're here to teach us so much that I just can't wait to meet her. And I remind myself that that has to be perfect. Also reminding myself that every baby is different really has been helpful because you hear all these things and I'm just trying to go into it with realizing that I don't know how she's going to be, and that is absolutely okay. And there is no perfect manual that I'll learn alongside of her. And I only really need to show up with love. And so with maybe you're currently pregnant or there's some other unknowns in your life, trying just to release some of those fears and control and coming to the moment. Because the moment is all we have. And in the moment, everything usually really is pretty okay or awesome. And so the more we can just come back to the present, put your feet on the ground, take a few breaths, shift your perspective, everything's okay. And it's all going to be perfect. And if it's not, like, we learn from it and then we grow and we become stronger. That's what I'll leave you guys with. Is just to embrace the unknown, embrace change, let go of a little control. And when we do, also, we open up so much more space for flow and fun things. I don't know if you can ever remember a day in your life where, when you just have those like good days where you're not thinking about plans and it's just everything kind of flows and happens as it should be. And maybe you meet some new people or try something new or end up somewhere that's absolutely amazing. And it can become one of the greatest memories that you have. And then we can sometimes have those days where we get up and we try to control every aspect and plan every detail. We have to be here at this time and here's our transportation. And, if we try to control every aspect, there is no room for those amazing changes or messages or people or situations to flow into our lives because our schedule and our mind is already so full. But that when we come to the moment and allow more flow and slowness and adaptability, you could be shifted in so many ways. That is so amazing. So just an invitation to start to evaluate different areas in your life where you try to control, where you try to plan and schedule. Can you start to trust yourself a little more, have a little more fun, bring a little more ease and flow into your life, and just see what happens? And so I appreciate you all so much for being here. And like I said, I will be back in a couple of months. I'll send some updates of baby girl when she is here, and I look forward to catching up with you soon. Thank you so much for listening to the Lean Life podcast. Your support truly means everything. If you loved this episode, the best way to support the show is to leave a review, subscribe, or share it with someone you care about. If you want to go deeper, I work with clients one-to-one through intuitive functional nutrition, both locally on the South Shore of Boston and online. You can always reach out, ask questions, or connect with me. I'd love to support you. Sending you love, balance, and a reminder to lean into all that you are. I'll see you in the next episode.